Hey guys, how's it going? It's Eli, back with another one of these thoughts videos, and yep, that's right. You read the title. It's obvious that I'd have to do this, and yeah. So I'm sure some of you probably heard the news, but for those of you that haven't, and for those of you for the first time hearing about this, and because you're watching my video, well, yes, that's right. This is no joke whatsoever because, well, very recently at D23 Brazil, which, to be honest, I really wasn't aware that there would be a D23 in Brazil. I'm just saying. But apparently at D23 Brazil, this is where it was officially announced by Disney themselves at D23 Brazil. Ice Age 6 is happening. Yes, for real. Now, a few months ago, the voice of Sid the Sloth, John Leguizamo, hinted that there was going to be an Ice Age 6. I remember hearing this. I saw the articles, and I'm sure you guys did as well. Again, any of you that did hear about this, and before, and as of now, it was officially announced. And well, Disney, having published a announcement trailer, I guess you could say, where you have Ray Romano, Queen Latifah, and John Leguizamo making the announcement that, yeah, Ice Age 6 is in the works. And in addition to the three of them, well, we're also gonna be the returning voices of Dennis Leary as Diego and Simon Pegg as Buck Wild. That's awesome. And who knows on, like, say, I don't know, Crash and Eddie and Peaches? I don't know. I mean, they haven't been announced yet, but, you know. But, you know, my thoughts on their actually, finally, there being an Ice Age 6, it being official, well, I'll be completely honest, as I always am. Well, I don't care. I don't. I'm just saying. Personally, because, well, obviously for me, I grew up with the Ice Age films, going back to the first one. You know, I have so many fond memories of when watching the first Ice Age film, and when it came to the first sequel, and then the next one, and then the next, and then the next. You know, pretty much I think aside from, say, the first Ice Age film, I think the next three, yeah, I did see them in theaters, and didn't get a chance to see Collision Course, but I mean, we all know how Collision Course turned out. But, of course, you know, since I've reviewed the Ice Age films, you know how I feel about the sequels and so on, and, well, with the last two, you know, Continental Drift and Collision Course. You know, because I didn't think the current last two were that bad, you know. Yeah, so because that we're having an Ice Age 6, and not to mention, this is not going to be done by Blue Sky, because as we all know, sadly, when Fox became a part of the Disney family, well, some consequences that came to the Fox company, their name being changed, some of their big franchises going through a couple of changes, one of them in particular, which being the X-Men coming to an end, and well, sadly, Blue Sky Animation Studios closing down permanently, being defunct and such. Yep. You know, not to mention, I remember reading this, and maybe you guys knew about this too. The directors of the last Ice Age film, Collision Course, they stated that they had an idea for a sixth installment in the Ice Age franchise, and it would only happen if the fifth film was, you know, successful, and it was doing successful at the box office, but, you know, unfortunately, and a year after Collision Course came out, and the next couple of years, well, when Fox was slowly but surely about to become a part of the Disney family, well, yeah, and again, with the closure of Blue Sky and how, as we all know, Blue Sky only had one more piece of animation that they had made, and how, thank goodness, it made its way to Disney Plus, and that, of course, being the Scrat Tales. Yeah, that being the last piece of animation that had ever been done by Blue Sky. But with technically the exception of, that one Oscar-nominated animated film, which it was originally being done by Blue Sky, but then when it shut down, Blue Sky, it found its way to another animation studio and making its way to Netflix. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. So when I heard, that the possibilities of an Ice Age 6, when it was teased by Leguizamo, I was thinking to myself, and I'm sure you guys were thinking the same thing too, Blue Sky is gone. Who's going to do the animation? Well, surely it's not going to be the same people who did the animation for the Buck Wild Adventures movie. And sadly, we all know how that turned out, so yeah. But, as of now, and because it was officially announced at D23 Brazil, and with the special announcement trailer, well, from what we've heard and we know so far, Disney and 20th Century Animation is, well, going to be doing Ice Age. And, that's another thing, because apparently 20th Century Fox / Studios has a new animation working studio, I guess you can say, because I seem to recall that, yeah, there was this one animated film from 20th Century Fox / Studios where one of the voiced cast members was Olivia Colman. I'm pretty sure. I'll put the name of the animated film in a text, and you know what I'm talking about, and, even though I'm showing the text. But anyways, so that's what I'm left to assume. And I'll have to look at, the name of the new animation studio, a part of 20th Century Fox, and of course, Disney, but, yeah, I hope as though, and, just have to wait and see. Maybe possibly Ice Age 6 can have a story that could be worth it, could be decent, because when it comes to sequels, especially animated sequels, they've got to be worth it. The story and what goes on in this animated sequel to whatever it is, and with what goes on with the characters. You know what I mean? That's what's important. And, sometimes sequels to animated films would sometimes have bad luck, but sometimes they would be lucky. So and like I said, I don't think the last two Ice Age sequels were that bad. They're not the best as, say, the previous ones, like, say, Ice Ages 1, 2, and 3, but still, and in my opinion, and maybe you guys would think so too, if you're on the same side as me. And if the idea that the directors of Collision Course had for what they came up with, a story for a potential 6th installment, if that could still be used for Ice Age 6, who knows? But probably more than likely, a new story has been made, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Because all we know is that it's in the works, it's in development, and surely as though the voice cast members have begun recording their lines and such, and yeah. But yeah, so that's all we know. And yeah, and in some of the past videos I've done giving my thoughts on other upcoming animated films, well, and because, now with Ice Age 6, it'll be coming out the same year as all those others in 2026. Man, it really shows, and now that we're getting Ice Age 6, 2026 will definitely be a big year for animation. I tell ya, we're getting a handful of animated sequels from this, Ice Age 6, Toy Story 5, Shrek 5, and yeah, just, and also Mutant Mayhem 2, we're getting that, and we're also getting Super Mario Bros. 2, but also other exciting animation films that will also be coming that same year. The third VeggieTales film, the Cat and the Hat animated film, another Pixar film, which being Hoppers? Yeah, Hoppers. The one with this human and a beaver switching bodies, that one. Is there anything else I'm missing? Well, yeah, those are the only ones I can think of, and if there's any others that I'm missing, well, you do know what's coming, so yeah. So, like I said, 2026 being a big year for movies, and especially for animation. Yeah, it'll be pretty exciting, and say what you will, what you think so far on Ice Age 6, but for me personally, I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not really surprised. I'll give it a shot. For me, because I'll give this a shot, and whether if this turns out decent or not, and I'm sure more likely, and how I've felt towards the first two, I might enjoy it. And also, one more important thing to mention, it's hard to tell, like, say, because of the Scrat-Tales, who knows if we're gonna get the appearance of Scrat, because, with the events of Scrat-Tales, and that seemed like the fitting way to close off the Ice Age franchise, we'll just have to wait and see. And if Chris Wedge will be involved in this, besides, like, Chris Wedge being responsible, not just for, running Blue Sky Animation, but bringing the Ice Age franchise to life and such with the first one, just have to wait and see. And besides, because, it's like in the Buck Wild Adventures movie that made its way to Disney+, well, Scrat was absent, so this isn't the first time, like, if this will happen again for Ice Age 6, but overall, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah. In closing, the first things I've had to say for Ice Age 6, my thoughts and such, again, I'm willing to give this a shot. I've loved the Ice Age films. I had no problem with the later sequels, especially with the last two, 4 and 5. So yeah, let's see what Ice Age 6 will have in store. And what about you guys? What do you think so far on Ice Age 6? What are your first thoughts on it? Any of you like, geez, another one? Or some of you like, okay, I may give it a shot, and if you feel the same way as I do, and with the other things I've mentioned, because again, 2026 being a big year for movies and in the realm of animation, yeah, just overall, with all I've had to say, what do you think? And if you feel the same way as I do, and if you agree with what I've had to say, what did you think of this video itself? Leave comments and give this video a like as always. And so, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me giving my first thoughts on Ice Age 6, and until we get more updates and more information on Ice Age 6, I'll have more to say, and the same goes for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace out.